guys, it's Jessica, and today I've got my review and tutorial slash demo with the new, why is it so far away from me? Hold on. Jeez, rough start. The new Neutrogena Hydro Boost Foundation. Actually, technically it's called a Hydrating Tint. So I would like to think of this more as a tinted moisturizer than a foundation, but I'll explain why in a second. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the price point on these is $14.99. I'm on the Neutrogena website, so I know depending on the store and coupons and sales, that can totally differ. I don't think I spent $15. I think I got it for like $12.99 or something like that. I have two shades. The first one I bought was Classic Ivory 10, a little bit too light for me, so then I went back and I bought Nude 40. And this one I think is a little bit more accurate. I'm wearing this today. So let's go ahead and get into the demo of me applying this so you can kind of see the coverage, etc. And then I'll talk about the pros and cons of the product. Okay, so I've already put my Glossier Priming Moisturizer that I love. I've already put that on my face and let it kind of sink in. So I've got two shades. I have Nude 40, and then I also have Classic Ivory 10. The shades in between didn't seem to be right, but obviously number 10 is much lighter than 40, but it was honestly like it worked, but it was just a little bit too light. 40 was kind of the right tone and it was a little bit darker, so that's the one I'm gonna put on today. I better get this mane of hair out of my face in the meantime. So here's the huge doe foot applicator. I'm just gonna kind of stick it all over. The thing I have noticed is there's never enough on the brush. You have to dip in a bunch of times. Not that that really matters, but just for your information. Why did I just put so much on the chin? That's way too much on the chin. So I'm gonna do half of my face. Actually, I need a little more on the forehead. Might as well go to town. I'm gonna do half with the Beauty Blender like I always do and half with a brush today. I'm gonna use my Artiste brush. For the last foundation demo I did, I used my drugstore dupe. They're both just as good. It doesn't matter. And I'll link the drugstore version. But let's start with the Beauty Blender. I'll do that on this side here. It certainly covered up some of my discoloration. I mean, my skin certainly looks much more even than it was before. And it does, I think, look a lot more moisturizing with a Beauty Blender. Let's try the rest with a brush. So, looking at both sides, okay, this is actually the perfect test. When I touch my skin, this side is almost instantly, not matte, but set. It's not sticky or tacky. This side is still tacky. Now, if you've got dry skin, I would say you definitely want to opt for this. This is not a drying foundation by any means. The idea of it is that it's hydrating. So it's not that it's a really drying foundation, but I would just say general rule of thumb, if you have drier skin, Beauty Blenders are gonna be much more friendly to dry skin than a brush would be. And I'm finding that I'm reaching for sponges way more often lately. I wanna see how much coverage this can get, so let's put on another layer. So I just turned my lights down a bit more so you can really see this. I didn't realize I'd had them on so bright. You can see a little bit more that, you know, you still can see a little bit of kind of redness that I naturally have on my cheeks. I also have like a dog hair on my nose. I wonder, packaging wise, if eventually you just won't be able to get to the bottom. You know what I mean? I feel like there's gonna be a lot of wasted product in this just based on the way it's packaged. I actually like the way it's packaged, but I do wonder about that. So I would say this is definitely light to medium coverage. I mean, you can put a bunch of layers on, but it's not really making a difference in the coverage. So that's what I mean when I say it's not really buildable. It's very comfortable though, no matter how you apply it. I mean, I've got dry skin and you can see my regular skin is breathing through, and I feel like it doesn't illuminate any dry patches. I usually have dryness here, especially right there. Oh my gosh. Anyone else have dry skin right there? And like when you're in horrible like overhead fluorescent lighting, the first thing I notice is like dry skin right here, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I said, it doesn't cover everything, but for an everyday look or just for a fresh face look, I think this is really nice. If you have a lot of redness or discoloration or things that you want to cover, this is not the foundation for you, period. It's just not. That's not what it's marketed towards. However, if you're wanting to kind of look more put together and have a more comfortable feel on your face, this is perfect for that. And again, even though I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of product that you can't get to in the end in this packaging, I do still like the packaging. I like the doe foot applicator. Maybe it's just because it's kind of new for foundation to me, and so it's just fun. I don't know. So obviously it is a lighter coverage. It is moisturizing. The packaging is really neat. I think smell-wise, it just kind of smells like classic foundation. It doesn't have like a strong scented scent, but it just kind of smells like foundation, if you will. They have 10 shades, a lot more lighter shades than deeper, unfortunately. I mean, they're definitely different tones, like cool versus warm, but still only 10 shades, so it's not ideal. The claims on this on Neutrogena's website, it says, it applies flawlessly while instantly quenching skin, leaving skin so hydrated it looks smooth and fresh all day. This foundation moisturizes and plumps skin for 24 hours. It creates a natural, moisturized, and fresh look. So it has hyaluronic acid in it, which my skin loves that. And I do feel like my skin does like this foundation. I just think that it's not one that I would pick for like, if it's a special event or I'm going out at night. I don't think this is ideal, but I do think it makes your skin look nice. So if you're gonna be in weird lighting, this might be better than a full coverage foundation, because with full coverage foundations, for me, because I have dry skin, it can really highlight weird areas. Whereas with this, if I'm gonna be in weird lighting, at least this makes my skin, ow, I just hit my funny bone. At least this makes my skin look healthy. So even if I'm not looking perfect, it's looking better than it would otherwise. Does that make sense? So I do like this. I would say this is not really a foundation. It's more of a tinted moisturizer, as I said at the beginning. It says it doesn't settle into fine lines. I mean, I don't know. I have some like kind of pre-wrinkles here, and I feel like I guess it doesn't really settle into them. It's just not like, I don't know. It's not suddenly getting rid of wrinkles. But again, I don't have enough wrinkles yet to know whether or not how that makes it look, because it does say it's plumping. So if you've tried this and you do have maybe more fine lines or some wrinkles and you notice a good effect, let us know below if anyone else is curious. And just if you see someone comment that, just like it so it kind of gets bumped up to the top. As I wear it throughout the day, I don't notice it. I do notice that it kind of breaks apart throughout the day. I've worn this enough to know how it looks at the end of a work day. And you know, I'm a teacher. Some days can be more strenuous than others, but I don't think it's necessarily a job where I'm like sweating, you know, throughout the day. I do notice, especially in this region here, it breaks down a little bit. And again, because I've got more redness there, I tend to see it more throughout the day. So that is something to keep in mind. You might want to bring it with you or have something to touch up if you know you're not going to be able to go home and touch up or whatever the case may be. But I still like it. It's not, you know, I like it. It's one that I think it's really comfortable for like a weekend if you're just bumming around the house but you want to look a little more put together. It's a really nice product. It's got good ingredients in it. It's just not my favorite for like glam looks or, you know, when I really, really want to look flawless. So hopefully this review was helpful for you. If you're interested in more of my review and demo videos like this, I've done a lot, especially on drugstore foundations. I will link my playlist below so you can pick and choose what you'd like to learn more about. Other than that, I hope you'll subscribe to catch more of my videos. And in the meantime, catch me on my social media and say hi. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.